Hello there, running-ears. It's Manny again, and just a couple of things on news, and then some tidbits here and there, and then I'm going to get into today's topic. But before we do, I wanted to thank you guys because you guys are amazing. You guys keep asking questions, you keep commenting, and there's things that I didn't look at. And today's topic, I'll get into it in a little bit, but I'll get more into it, what transpired. But I want to thank you guys. With that said, guys, this is the part where I always say, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it. If you're new, please subscribe to the channel. Keep leaving the comments. The comments to me are more important than the subscriptions. I love the subscriptions and I want to get to 1,000, but the comments are the ones that keep the channel going, and in the sense that I get my topics from you guys. And like today's topic is a piggyback of something that I just did, so it's going to be the second part, and it actually should be the first part. But guys, keep subscribing. You guys are amazing. We're going to get there. I got some things in mind so I can get subscriptions up. But guys, continue sharing this information with your friends, your family. I get tagged on a lot of social medias. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And let's get to today's information, news, and topics. So basically, there's only a couple of things in the news. Number one is the virtual series challenge is still open. And again, I think it'll eventually sell out. But guys, you know my thoughts about that. If you want to do a summer run, you want a challenge, especially if you want to do it in a group setting with just one other person or a big group, I think it's an excellent way to do your summer runs and keep in shape. And the second bit of information, or news I should say, is that May 23rd, which is coming up this Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, there will be registration for Club runDisney. So those of you who are interested in registering for Club runDisney, I think there's not going to be a lot of spots, but there will be a few. So guys, get on your computer just like you do to register for a run, and get in there a little bit early, register for it. And but yeah, this is coming up this Tuesday. Again, it's 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So guys, if you're not in that time zone, please adjust accordingly. So another tidbit is I'm doing fundraising for Dopey. And it's my first time doing fundraising in a long time, so I couldn't remember. I decided to do this because I wanted to get the insight, but I think that there's another step, which I'm not affected by a lot of these things, and that's thank goodness. But again, there's people out there that are, and I am fundraising for the Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, and I am going to be talking to the people that are affected by it in the next few days, guys. And I want to do a whole video, and maybe even a series of videos, because I'm going to get to know them. So that's a personal touch that I have. A lot of people just kind of fundraise because they say it's a good way to get into the races. I don't have to have the headache of trying to register. But guys, I implore you guys to take a step forward, an extra step, and go and see what's going on. Because again, if it doesn't affect us, we kind of like put it in the back of our minds and we don't even think about it. But once we see how it affects other people, it might touch us a little bit more. And especially when it affects us directly, like a loved one or ourselves get that affliction. So guys, I am going to be giving the updates. I look forward to talking to these people. Another tidbit that I think is going to be in the next couple of weeks probably, we're going to get some theming for Princess, because registration is June the 20th. So I really do think we're going to get the theming probably in the next couple weeks. It might be sooner, it might be right after that, but 2 to 3 weeks. I don't think it's going to be much longer than that. So guys, keep your eyes peeled for that, because once it breaks, it's going to be all over social media. And of course, I'll put it on the Running Ears Facebook page so you guys can see. And the last thing I want to say before I get into today's topic is, again, a week from right now, I'm going to be at Disneyland. And one of the goals is going to be to record everything, the start that we usually start at in the previous years. Again, it's been over 5 years now. So, you know, where we usually start, where we usually finish, where the expo is going to be, some of the roads. I'm not going to go through all the roads for the simple reason that I would be going 13 miles and I'd be going outside. I mean, it's not going to be that much because you run a little bit inside the parks and then you go outside. It's a lot different than Disney World, guys. But guys, I'm excited. I found videos of the 2013. There's a reason why I'm not going to put them up. If you ever see me, I might be able to show you some of it. I'm excited, guys. Last time I asked, is there any hotels? I'm going to do a whole video before I go. Is there any hotels? Anything that you guys want to see? Please list it down below, and I'll try to accommodate you as best as I can. So now for today's topic, guys, and I should have done this. This should have been a two-part series, and it's going to be a two-part series, but it's kind of backwards. This should have been the first part. The second part should have been the one that I did last week, and that is the one that I did was, is Club Run Disney, is it worth it? And so I kind of did a monetary thing. Now, I took it for granted that everybody knew what Club Run Disney was, what it entailed, how everything was going on, and that is my fault. Thank you guys. Because of you guys, I'm going to make this video, and this video is basically what is Run Disney, and I have a couple of tips afterward, just in case, or not tips, but tidbits is the best way of saying it, to kind of help you guys understand it better and see if it's right for you. So Club Run Disney is something they developed before the pandemic. It actually never really took place until after the pandemic because it didn't have a chance to. And they've kind of evolved it over time, but it basically is a pay-per system. And at first they only had like one registration per series. And then they added, now it's one registration per run per series. So now it's like 5 weekends, so if that makes sense. But it's kind of evolved, but it basically took the place of letting travel agents book you, I'm an annual pass holder, so we used to be able to book early, and of course DVC used to be able to book early, and so now we can't book early anymore because it's all reserved for Club Run Disney. And guys, we already know when registration starts, and I talked last time about the 3 tiers. I'm going to go over the tiers, and I'm going to go a little bit more into detail what you get on each tier. So the first one is a silver tier, and you get everything in the silver tier you're going to get in the gold and the platinum. So let's go over what you get in the silver tier. So you get a couple of physical things. They mail you a jacket, which is really, really nice. You get a magnet. You get sent a 10K medal that you're supposed to finish in October. And of course you get the nice Club Run Disney card that you take and you can show them at the expo to get in and so forth and so on. So guys, I'm not sure because I'm not part of Club Run Disney if these things change from year to year. Like for example, the Coast to Coast, that's the reason I wore this. The medals never really changed. It was just the ribbons that had a different year. But besides that, it was the same thing every year. So the Club Run Disney jackets, the magnets might be the same every year, or they might change, or they might put a year or something. All I can tell you is I've seen the jackets. The jackets look really, really nice. So another thing that you get is Tier 1 pricing throughout the year. Manny, what is Tier 1 pricing? Well, Tier 1 pricing is, if you guys register for Rock and Roll, you might get this more than you do in Disney, because right now Disney sells out pretty quickly. So the first couple of months, month and a half, 2 months, you got Tier 1 pricing. Then it goes into Tier 2 where it goes up in price. So after the first month and a half, 2 months, usually it's about 2 months, it goes up in price, $10, $20, whatever it is per run. So if you are in Club Run Disney and something opens up later, so 3-4 months down the line, and they've already gotten into the second tier, you still pay the Tier 1 pricing. So another thing you get, which we've already covered, is you get the medal for that virtual 10K, which you run in October. So that is, you're part of that process. So I'm assuming if you're part of Club Run Disney, they're gonna email you, hey, this is the time that you run, that kind of stuff. So there'll probably be a little bit of support. So the next thing that you get, and this is in the silver, is you get on your bib, it's gonna basically say that you're a Club Run Disney member. And the last thing that you get, again, this is all of these things you get in the next 2 tiers anyway. But the last thing that you get is you get a chance to early register the following year. I don't 100% know if you can upgrade. My guess is that you can upgrade if there is spots. So if, for example, if you're a silver member and next year you want to make it a gold member, you can pay that difference and you can upgrade. I'm guessing that that's going to be it. But again, guys, don't quote me on that. If you guys have any experience doing that, please comment down below. So now we get to gold status, and we already know that everything I mentioned in silver is going to be in gold. So 3 things are added if you get into the gold. The first one is kind of minor. Apparently you get a pin. So not only do you get the jacket, you get the medal, you get the magnet, you get the card, but now you also get a pin. Now the 2 major things that you get for the price hike, going from $279, which is the price of the silver, to $613. So the price hike includes this, and these are the 2 things that I think can make it worth your while. Number 1, you get early registration. So 1 week before the registration goes out, you get a chance to register for any one race during the weekend. Now that could be one race or one challenge, but keep in mind that it's one race or one challenge. For example, the first one is going to be Wine and Dine when you're going to sign up. So you can sign up for the challenge, the 2-course challenge, or the 5K, or any individual runs. You cannot sign up for combinations up. So if you decide to sign up for the challenge, that's it. So you have to go through regular registration to sign up for the 5K if you want to add that. But real quick, because a lot of people will get confused, once we get, the biggest one is going to be Marathon Weekend. So again, there's 2 challenges there. You can sign up for one of those challenges early, either Dopey or Goofy, but you have a choice. Now granted, if you're going to sign up for Dopey, you're already signing up for Goofy. And the last thing that might make it worth it is you get early entrance into the merchandise part of the expo. So before anybody else gets in, before we have to go to the virtual queue and everything, you guys go in, so you guys get a little extra time to go and shop and make sure that you get what you want. Now the last tier is Platinum. Platinum is $959, so it's a pretty big upgrade. So these are basically the 2 things that you get, actually the 3 things that you get. So these are the 3 things that you get added. First things off is something that's pretty cool. Remember we talked about the Wine and Dine, so you can only register for one race or one combination of, and that's it. This time you can register for 2. So now if you want to keep perfect status, so you decide to do the challenge, now you can register for the challenge and the 5K. So you can register for those every weekend. Now keep in mind though, and I'm repeating it in a little bit, if you do Dopey, that's 1, okay? You can't sign up for anything else. Again, from my understanding is it's going to give you your information, so you can't do Dopey and then you can't sign up somebody else for a 5K. It can only be one Dopey. So keep in mind that if you're going to do the big challenges, the Dopey and the Springtime Surprise, that counts as 1. So you're paying for basically 3 races that you can get the both runs registered. So again, that's going to nix 2 of the runs out. Second thing is, at the expo, there's going to be a place where you go pick up your bib. So the bib will not only say Club Run Disney, but it's going to be somewhere else, so you don't have to go through those lines to get your bib, and it's usually at the merchandise pickup from my understanding. And the last thing that a lot of people like is going to be the corral placement. So you can upgrade your corral placement. It's usually 1 corral up, but for example, if you're D, then you move up to C, and again, there's waves. So it's going to give you probably a good at least 10 minutes, maybe even up to 15 or so minutes, that you get a cushion before the last corral starts. Because remember, the last ones to start have to keep that 16-minute pace. So if the earlier you start, the more cushion that you have. That way, if you're into pictures, you're into stopping and taking pictures, your character stops, whatever it is, you're a little slower, you got injured, something like that. This is a way that it gives you a little bit more of a cushion, so you don't have to worry about that. So those are the perks, basically, and those are the tiers. And I hope I did a good job of explaining what each tier does and what it has. And if you don't, keep asking the questions down below. Now, with that said, there was a bunch of questions asked that led to this video, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because and again, the first video that I did wanted to show if it was worth it, and I didn't think about saying, hey, this is what it is, and then is it worth it? And so this is the, hey, this is what it is. But 2 things that was pointed out, so you got to make sure that this is more going to, is it worth it for you? So the next one is going to be from October 1st of 2023 to September 30th of 2024. So during that time, you're going to have registration for the 2024-2025 series starting the following year. So that is what you're going to be able to register early for. So it's not going to be for this upcoming one, but the one later. But you get into the expo early this year. So 2023 to 2024, you get into the expo early. So think about this, guys. If you're going to buy this, make sure that you have registered for at least a few of these races throughout the year, because again, there's 5 races that are going to be starting this race year. There's going to be 5 races, including the Disneyland. So guys, if you have registered for all 5 races, that expo, early entrance to the expo might be worth your while. If you have not, you register for one, maybe two, then you have to consider that you're gonna all you're gonna do is you're gonna be able to register for the next season early, but you're not gonna be able to go into the expo early unless you renew that Club Run Disney membership the following year. If that makes sense, guys. I'm hoping this clears it up, because this is an area that a lot of people were confused by, and again, since I know it, I take it for granted. But again, so just keep in mind that this Run Disney the running year starts October 1st of 2023 and then September 30th of 2024, and everything in between is what's given. So the registration for the following year and the expo early entrance for this year. So again, there's two different things. So guys, put that in the back of your mind before you make that decision, because I don't want you to purchase it and say, man, but I didn't register for anything this year. I thought, I was going to be able to get into the expos that I purchased, that I'm going to purchase for the next season, and I can get in early. You can't unless you renew. And the second tidbit is something that I've already said, but I think it's worth repeating, guys. So if you get the top tier, which is the platinum, the 959, and you get the 2 registrations, keep in mind, guys, that there's two runs that if you register for the Dopey or the Springtime Surprise Challenge, that is 1, and so you cannot sign up for anything else. So again, it brings you down to 3 that you can sign up, and you can do the double. So again, before you sign up, think to yourself, is it worth it? And some people will say yes, other people will say no. It's really an individual. This is not a video to sit here and tell you what to do. This is just to give you the information, so it gives you a better idea of what to do with what you got, okay? So guys, I never want to tell anybody, join it, don't join it. It's really, really up to you. Again, if you want to piggyback and watch the old video, the one that I just did last week, you can basically see, is it worth it for you? Is it not worth it for you guys? But guys, it's really an individual thing, something that I don't want to get involved in saying, gotta do it, or you don't have to, or don't do it. So guys, with that, I'm done for today. I'm so excited because next week I will be at Disneyland. And again, guys, if you guys want to know what's going on and everything, I am going to go, I'm going to do a video, and I'm going to basically give you what I'm going to be doing. But one of the ideas is to go on live. I might even do some kind of individual fundraiser where I'm going to go on live just for you guys, and so that way you can see what I'm doing. But again, I'm going through a lot of things in my head, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing 100%. I do know that I'm going to be there talking about Run Disney Disneyland. I have one whole day. That's all I'm going to do all day, is I'm going to go over everything. So guys, please keep asking the questions down below. And as usual, guys, create a magical day. Create a magical run. And guys, see you sooner than later.